I got you into a Remington party. What's my thanks? It's on the hallway carpet. I got paid in puke. Lick it up, baby. I got paid in puke.
Welcome to Paid in Puke, a podcast where three women with names discuss movies about something other than a man. Paid in Puke is hosted by Annie Malone, Christina Barr, and Jessica Baxter. It's also a spoiler-filled free-for-all. You've been warned. On today's episode of Paid in Puke, we are traveling to the year 2000 to discuss the millennial horror thriller, The Gift, directed by Sam Raimi and written by Bob Thornton.
Please don't do this thing.
I will not.
In a small southern town.
Oh, Mama, but I like it.
I ain't got any left, though.
In the quiet heart of Hatcher County.
It's about this time last year his daddy passed away. He's still real messed up over it.
There are no strangers.
You're not that Wilson is a fortune teller, are you?
I don't call myself that.
You think we'll live happily ever after?
There are no secrets.
What's the matter? You see something bad?
And the only thing more unusual than a disappearance
We got to the end of the road in our investigation. We looked under every rock there's to look under.
Is there anything you can tell us at all?
is that the only witness wasn't even there.
I could read for you.
You never leave folks alone.
Can you see what I'm thinking? Can you see that in the cards? There's something bad wrong with me.
If I go with that. The real danger begins if someone starts worrying that you're going to have another one of your dreams.
Academy Award nominee Cate Blanchett, Giovanni Ribisi, Keanu Reeves, Katie Holmes, with Academy Award nominee Greg Kinnear and Academy Award winner Hilary Swank.
I got a warning today. I think somebody's gonna try and kill me.
Messing with the devil's going to get you burned.
The Gift, from director Sam Raimi.
The Gift stars Cate Blanchett, Katie Holmes, Hilary Swank, and Kim Dickens. And this is what passes for a feminist movie in the year 2000. I'm Jessica Baxter.
Annie Malone.
Christina Barr.
And joining us to dissect this terrible-ish movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you just like that? I'm like,
I mean, I like it, but it's not a good movie. But I like it. I like it a lot.
I was like,
Anyways, we got Alicia Mullins of Gal Pals Watch, Cate Blanchett, super fan,
Thank you.
expert.
It's an honor.
She was with us for Carol. It feels appropriate to bring her
Yes.
back for something that's not even remotely on par with Carol, but still stars Cate Blanchett.
It's an honor to be nominated. Thank you.
Hell, I'll give you an award for it. Number one Cate Blanchett fan.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Kate Stan.
Yeah. The Gift tells the story of Annie, no relation. A widow and mother of three boys who makes ends meet by telling fortunes of the other residents of her small Georgia town. And she's basically their therapist, but also kind of actually psychic, like psychic but inconveniently psychic. If you like. And then she gets mixed up in a murder investigation involving her kid's school principal, and the victim is the daughter of a prominent and wealthy public figure. So anyways, I don't know, where do we start? Where do we start? Maybe I should set the scene with where we are with all the rising stars in this movie.
okay.
Such a varied cast here.
It's wild. That's really it's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
So Sam Raimi had mostly been known for horror at this time, but he'd done A Simple Plan with Thornton, which was kind of his like Coen Brothers knockoff.
Yeah.
And he had yet to dip into the Spider-Verse. And then Blanchett was fresh off her nomination for Elizabeth, And Hilary Swank had just won an Oscar for Boys Don't Cry. And Keanu had just done The Matrix.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
And,
Ride and Hide.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Katie Holmes was still on Dawson's Creek while this was happening. She was
right.
really trying to break out of her role as like a
This
really...
was like her angel heart.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I have a quote from her actually about it. She says, "This is the first time I wasn't playing someone who was naive or apologetic."
Okay.
I liked that. That was what she liked the best about playing that character, was that she's a sexual person that's unapologetic about it.
Oh,
Which-
okay.
There are some like accidentally feminist things in this movie.
Yeah.
Were they not like sexy on Dawson's Creek? I didn't watch it.
Well, okay. So Michelle Williams' character is like the resident slut, and therefore my favorite character. She's unapologetic about being sexual on that show, but
then she
Joey
dies.
is like just a bundle of nerves about it and has all kinds of
Oh, so
Hang
she's
on.
like the good girl.
yeah, the girl next door. And that was like the only thing she'd done at that point, so it makes sense that she would want to be seen as something else.
Yeah, I'm glad she, at least at the time, felt, empowered by this role, but watching it was, very male gazy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I feel like most of the times we see her, at least when her character is dead, is when she's topless.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, she's the sex object of the movie. Yeah, the topless male gaziness was just so transparent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see like her character. Yeah, like exactly what you said. She's not the innocent Dawson's Creek. What was her name? Pacey or something?
Joey.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Pacey was her love interest, I think.
Oh,
on Dawson.
okay.
One of them.
One
The
of
other
them.
was Dawson, and she
Oh,
couldn't
right.
decide between the two.
Well, one has a creek, so...
Do I want the guy with the creek
Pretty obvious.
or without the creek? Creek or no creek? That's the eternal question. There are two types of dudes. Dudes with creeks and dudes without creeks.
The two genders. Wait, what?
Yeah. And so then Greg Kinnear's the guy with the creek. And she's like, nah, not this creek guy.
Not this creek guy. I need a pond guy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
She needs to get out of that town. She's like,
She is, like, kind of too big for this town. I feel
big
like...
time. Yeah.
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 She should have gone to Hollywood. Yeah, I guess maybe we should just jump into the hot probs, it seems like, because there are many.
Shut up. Hot Probs is on.
Oh shit, yeah.
Do we think that she's a good fortune teller, or like, what are those cards?
I don't like.
I looked up the cards.
What are
I
those
looked them up
cards?
because
They're
it was
not
very
tarot
crazy.
cards.
They're not. They're
tarot
called
cards.
ESP cards. Colloquially, I guess ESP cards, because they used them in the 70s to test psychic ability. But then they also realized, like, they're very easy to cheat.
Okay.
With the cards. They're like, it's no coincidence that magicians use cards all the time. It's really easy to mark a card or manipulate a card. But obviously, in the world of this movie, she really is psychic and really does use them, but it doesn't seem like she's psychic enough. Like, if I were her, I would just shelve that ability, because it doesn't seems like it gets her into more trouble than anything.
I was trying to, like, track what the cards might have meant.
Yeah.
Because, like, the squiggly lines to me, automatically, I think of, like, water.
That's what.
Yeah.
But that had, like, apparently nothing to do with water. One of the things I wrote down was one of the first scenes where she's giving a reading, there's, like, a circle on one of the cards.
Have you been to a doctor? Oh, I don't much like going to no doctors.
It's not a venereal disease. I think it's some kind of kidney, it's a bladder infection or something, but it's been around for a while. Leads to more serious problems.
So it's like, clearly circle has to do with not VD. But what else? I don't know.
Yeah, and so they're officially called Zener cards. They were created by a psychologist, weirdly, named Carl Zener. And there is a fortune-telling method called Zenermancy. So it's a real fortune-telling method, but it doesn't seem very helpful. I don't know.
Easily manipulative.
I didn't go too deep into it because, like, the websites that were talking about it were pretty nuts, as you might imagine. But it wasn't something Billy Bob made up. Because he said, apparently, like, his mom, according to him, she used these cards and had psychic ability. And Cate Blanchett's character is based on his mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read that in the trivia as well.
The
IMDb trivia, which I never know how reputable, but
sure.
I thought that was very interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
I was just thinking, like, okay, she can see this future of people being dead, but she can't tell them this bad thing. She can't tell the fortune, but they're paying her to tell a fortune. But
yeah,
can she tell them what she sees and they can somehow change their fate or something?
There's no indication that she's helped anybody. No.
It doesn't even seem like she's very confident in her own abilities, because when she's first introduced to Katie Holmes' character, she sees her feet all dirty and like there's water everywhere.
I'd love for you to read my fortune.
I'm pretty booked up.
You think we'll live happily ever after?
What's the matter? You see something bad?
Of course not.
If I had that ability, I'd be like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I just saw something really strange.
Yeah. You want to be on the lookout for any warning signs.
And maybe, yeah, exactly. Maybe she's like, that makes me look like an insane person. I won't do that. But I don't know. Her motivation for not telling people her visions is not clear to me.
Yeah.
But then later she's like, okay, you have to reopen the case because I just know he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Unreliable, right?
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing, too, about the cops being like, oh, stupid fortune tellers, when they're the ones that came to her in the first place.
I know! Yeah.
Ms. Wilson, I don't believe in what you do. I'll just be straight with you. Not only that, I don't like it, but we've got to the end of the road in our investigation, looked under every rock there is to look under, and we'd like you to tell us what you can to help us. Now, not no hocus pocus and chanting and carrying on, but we know you talk to a lot of folks hereabouts, know a lot of folks' business. You might have heard something or something.
And I do appreciate, that's the good thing that Billy Bob did, was the ACAB-iness of it all. Like, there's a couple of those scenes where the cop, especially the cop that's like, Donnie's my best friend. We go squirrel hunting together.
I know him. He's a squirrel hunting buddy of mine. I don't think it was Donnie.
Well, I'm telling you, it was him.
What makes you think he'd want to bust into your house?
Well, his wife, she's a client of mine, and he thinks I'm trying to break up their marriage.
Are you? Listen, Donnie's high-strung. Ain't no doubt about that, but I don't think he's the one that busted into your house. Listen, I appreciate the coffee and everything. Take care.
That's my character reference. We've murdered squirrels together, so I know he's a good dude.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons' character, the sheriff, I don't know his name.
It's fucking, what is something crazy, Pearl.
Pearl!
His first name is Pearl.
Oh, his
Yes.
first name is
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because he's got a sign on his desk.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, he's like eye-rolling the whole time, and he's totally not helpful at all.
And that was when they came to her. Like, she does go to them later, but, like, they had come to her. She was just minding her own, and they're like, we need your help with this investigation. But we're going to be real dicks about it the whole time. And it's because we have nothing, too. They're like, we don't have anything, so help us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was so weird how they came for the reading. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe it was because, I wonder if, what's Greg Kinnear's character's name? It's Wayne. Mm-hmm. Maybe Wayne's really weird about it, actually, because, like, he seems to believe her, but is constantly testing her, because he's the murderer. Right. Spoiler, obviously.
I see it. I see he didn't do it.
Do you see who did?
I'm trying, but I don't know yet.
Ever since you told me what you told me today, I feel like I'm going crazy. And I can't stand another night of this. I need you to read for me.
It's no good.
Try it again.
And I can't make it happen.
The pond. And what if we did go back out there? Do you think that might help you?
He's like, can you tell who murdered her? Can you tell? And she's like, not really. But he keeps going back. It's so weird.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And it's weird that she couldn't tell he was the murderer. I don't know. She was kind of like romantically interested in him. I don't know. I just felt like, of course he's the, like,
That was the boyfriend, isn't it?
Yeah,
boyfriend.
And then
They just
like
got the wrong boyfriend the first time.
the whole thing about her being like this town witch or something was like really over the top. This is just a single mom trying to make some money for her kids. Just let her, I don't know, but there's this whole like she's a witch kind of thing, and it's just like, I don't know.
There were there was a lot of witch yelling in this film that I was like, this is not the Crucible.
Didn't you tell Sheriff Johnson that you got scratched by the stray cat because she didn't like it when you killed her?
Yeah, but I was lying. My wife was standing right there.
How do I know you're not lying now?
No, goddammit!
Oh.
It's her, goddammit! She's the reason I'm up here. She's a goddamn witch. She's putting spells on every damn buddy in town. Witch! Witch, can you run? Witch, see? Witch!
I know, right?
But also, I've never lived in the South. I don't know what it's like if they're really averse to that. But Donnie, similarly, when he comes into Annie's house and he's like, you're a voodoo queen and all this stuff, and he's like making fun of her, but then he pulls out a voodoo doll of her.
You know what this is? It's a voodoo doll. I'm gonna use this voodoo doll on you. Some of your own medicine. If you don't stop seeing my wife, I'm sticking me a pin in this thing every night till you learn to leave folks alone.
And like clearly believes it's gonna do something. He's like, I'm gonna stick a pin in this.
And I'm like,
she's like, okay.
Well, I think, you know, his objection to her isn't the witchcraft or sorcery. It's like that you're talking to my wife. You know what I mean? Like,
but he does get really, like, he really
does focus
triples
on
down
that.
on the witchiness. I guess the biggest problem is just how she's not a great judge of character, Annie.
No.
Like, early on, she tells Wayne that he reminds her of her husband. And then everyone throughout the movie is like, a theme is like, oh, he was a good man. Like, your husband was a good man. That's a big recurring thing of like, you can tell she's a good woman because everyone loved her husband.
Yeah. That's a thing I in general hate, like the sort of saintly widow, you know, the saintly young widow, you know, no need to ever love again. You know?
She wears her wedding ring the whole time. It's been a year since he died. I mean, I don't know. No judgment on that, I guess, but it's just like they're definitely setting up a thing if this is a good woman.
Right.
Yeah, she's still faithful to her husband.
She's still faithful. She never actually like does anything with Wayne. The slut dies.
Yeah, and Wayne pressures Annie to have sex, or at least fool around, I think.
He's definitely hitting on her.
Yeah.
And she's resistant.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta get over your husband.
Yeah,
I'm already over Jessica. And she's like, no, thanks. And he's like, but let's do it. It's like, just no, dude.
Wayne, I don't think this is a good idea.
No. It's not. Just thought we could forget all this for a while. You want to, don't you? You know there's something between us.
I can't. I guess I still feel married.
You're not, though. He's gone.
I know.
You gotta learn to deal with that. Same way I gotta learn to deal with the fact that Jessica's gone.
Oh yeah, that's also funny. Like Greg Kinnear, was this after As Good as It Gets? Because it's like it's weird to think he was like
a leading man, kind
close
of
to a big deal for like a little bit.
Yeah. Like who is that?
He's the Talk Soup host.
Yeah, he was Talk Soup.
Congratulations. You are about to watch the award-winning Talk Soup, hosted by a man named Kinnear, Greg Kinnear.
Like Sunday night dinner at the Bobbits, it's the award-winning Talk Soup back to check out highlights of the talk shows one more time. A pimp finds himself a new job title, a couple finds romance on the 50-yard line, and a cheating boyfriend gets busted on national television. What is that? Oh, Richard Bay. Oh, Richard Bay. Oh, Richard Bay.
It's just he was in a couple rom-coms. Wasn't he? He's like the rom-com guy for a little
He was in
while.
the Sabrina remake, I think.
Oh. Julia Ormond, right? I remember that.
Harrison Ford, I guess, yeah.
He's not that good, Greg Kinnear. That's the best we could do back
Right.
then for this guy.
I mean, it's right when you think, like, most of this cast is, like, riding pretty high then.
Yeah.
You know? How did he get in there? Although I have to say one of my hot props is just Hilary Swank appears on screen at any time. Like, I have a real aversion to her.
I don't think she's very good either. At least not in this movie. I think she's way over the top, and her hair is a real prop. I mean, it might be accurate for the period and location, but come on, my God.
It's a character in and of itself.
The feathering for days.
My big hot prob was Keanu Reeves as like a southern redneck. I just could not.
I actually thought he was really good.
Really?
I did believe it.
I was like, no, this doesn't work for me. I don't. He was also in this movie, Devil's Advocate.
Oh yes. Oh man.
Al Pacino, and he plays a.
That movie's hilarious.
He's from Gainesville, where I'm from. He's just like, I'm not going back to Gainesville, in the movie. And Al Pacino is like, I was just a hometown boy from. Well, it's supposed to be Ocala, but it's like he says Ocala in it. Like, it's just like this very like we're in the bayou witchcraft shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just like
stereotype city.
But yeah, and then like J.K. Simmons with I guess I've just seen him in too many Law and Order episodes and like other movies. I don't know. I just didn't buy the southernness of I don't know why.
Yeah, I was interested in that because, like I said, I'm not familiar with the South, so like I could judge something for how like New Englandy it is, or like Pacific Northwest. So you weren't buying like the Georgian feel. Is that right?
Well, I mean, there's this boilerplate like Southern stuff that you see in anything that's supposed to.
Yeah.
Like it's a big Hollywood movie. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not totally not accurate, but it's a little like over the top to me. I don't know.
Absolutely over the top in a lot of places. I really thought that he was good though. I did grow up not in the deep South, but Virginia definitely had plenty of rednecks, and there was a lot of realism in his performance. And a little BTS info is that he and Hilary Swank both talked to somebody, some expert about abusive couples or like abusive husbands, and they both talked about how they would interact with each other and what it would be like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought that was really believable. I think I just can't separate Keanu from. It's hard,
But like in general, the accent probably wasn't perfect, but I just love Keanu so much. I just feel like I feel like he did a good job.
Yeah.
I know this is not the best film analysis.
No, I like him too, but it's like hard to buy him as racist, horrible redneck.
That is true. He had to
It's
stretch.
really scary to me.
Oh.
But I will say, like, what the fuck is she even letting him in the house for?
Yeah.
Again, like, bad psychic.
Oh,
Bad psychic.
my
I don't know,
God.
it's kind of funny when people are like,
Yes.
Come on
Did you see that coming?
But truly.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Can I come in and talk to you?
It's about my wife. Something's happened to her.
What's happened? She okay?
Well, no, she's not, ma'am. Ma'am, I promise I'll just take a minute.
Why would you let this guy into your house? Like, he beats the shit out of his wife. Like, and of course he's gonna do it to a complete stranger. What are you doing, idiot?
Like, maybe she thought because the kids were there, he wouldn't do anything, but clearly she got proven wrong in that regard.
Yeah.
So that's fucking scary.
I think
like that.
Yeah, I think Donnie was an excellent villain, though. Like, I was truly afraid of Donnie, and like, because he had like no problem hurting kids and threatening anyone really, and really going for it.
I feel sorry for you and your brothers. I mean, your mama being a witch and all. If she don't stop her evil ways, someday somebody's gonna burn her up. And then you boys are gonna be without a daddy. Or mama.
He was terrifying.
Yeah. I thought he was too. And usually, like, you think of Keanu as like this sweet guy, which he really is in real life. Like, that guy. I got lost in that character. I really believed it. Especially this scene where Buddy saves Miller, is her middle boy's name, I think. Yeah.
Okay, who's Buddy again?
Buddy is
The
Giovanni
mechanic.
Ribisi.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which, of course, is a hot prop in and of itself, but...
You have a line reading that I liked. I was very surprised.
Ooh.
I know, right? I can't read it.
Oh no, was it in that scene?
I don't know.
Because I liked his line reading when Donnie's like, you gotta mind your own business.
Buddy, you better mind your own business. I intend to, Donnie.
When he's getting out of the car. Was it that? I thought that was a good line reading. This is my business. Because I'm really protective of this family.
Buddy was a hot prop for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. All right.
I mean, that's just like, did we have anything like that after this period? Because, like, this is a character type that we had a lot of in the late 90s. And interestingly enough, Billy Bob was originally going to play this character, of course. But then I couldn't find out why he didn't. If it was, like, creative differences or what the deal was why he didn't end up playing this character. But, yeah, obviously, like, the simple-minded, whatever, like, neurodivergent character with the traumatic past is just so overdone and problematic as fuck.
Yeah, and the whole torture scene with the dad and like pouring gasoline, it was just like
I had to skip that part.
They didn't really earn that.
Right.
Let's just come on.
Yeah,
it was a little over.
I also felt like they did not try very hard to stop him.
I know.
Alright.
Yeah, it's just like Cate Blanchett is holding these very like, it seems like a very destitute place to live and there's no resources, and we have like this woman who's the mental health provider.
Yes,
with her cards, and it's like, oh my god. This is horrible.
So, anytime she was stuck in a car with that guy, I'm like, this is horrible.
Oh, I know.
I think you're gonna have a lot of happy days, buddy. Yeah, you're gonna get better and better.
Well, I believe you when you say so.
Buddy? Honey? Honey, what's wrong?
If I look into a blue diamond and I think a negative thought, am I gonna die?
No. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die, buddy.
This is so hard for you. And
Yeah.
she's like, I just need to know more about your past to help you. And he's like, can you tell me it'll be okay? And he will not be okay.
Buddy, you gotta find out, why you hate him so much.
My daddy's a good man. I don't hate my dad. He's good to Mom and me. Yeah, every kid needs a hit with a belt sometime. I mean,
You gotta try to get past his wall that you're talking about. Hon, you need to talk about your daddy.
why don't you tell me why I hate him? You're the goddamn psychic. Huh? You're the goddamn psychic!
Yeah. So I had already seen this film, so I knew what was happening with Buddy and his dad. So I was like, I am gonna skip this part.
Yeah,
it is disturbing as fuck, and I just can't watch it.
I'm here, buddy. Like you said, you can talk to me, hon.
It's too late for that! It's too goddamn late!
Here is a criminal. He's gonna be punished.
It was just like overt, and I think a way that like in the late 90s, early aughts was just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
you didn't
this-
need the overtness, did you?
Yeah.
It could have been way more subtle and would have been more effective, probably.
Yeah, like, and it was just like terrifying, but you know, I'm alright that no one stopped Buddy from doing what he was doing to his dad. He should probably die for that.
It's pretty fucked up. And then, of course, the ending with Buddy is kind of funny.
What the
Sheriff, I'm telling you, it was
Man,
Buddy Cole.
What I'm trying to say is, it couldn't have been Buddy. I just called up at the state hospital.
He told me he escaped.
Ma'am, Buddy Cole is dead. He hanged himself in the shower room. 6 o'clock this evening.
Buddy's dead. You can tell Buddy's dead already because of how perfectly well-spoken and calm he is. And he's got a little bit of a white glow around him the whole time he's helping her.
Yes.
I thought you were supposed to be in the hospital. I escaped, Miss Wilson. I'm free. Buddy, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. should have not told you to say another word. He was the only one that was a friend to me. And I love you.
I feel much better now. I'm free, Annie. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, when did The Sixth Sense come out? Because I was thinking there's a lot of dead
Similar.
people. Oh, it was a dead person.
Yeah,
Or,
I think
you know,
after
like it
Christmas
was.
there were a few
They're like, let's.
surprise,
That was a hit.
surprise.
We need another one of these things.
Yeah.
Like, but they had a lot of great jump scares in the movie, I thought. With the girl's eyeball, like,
Yes.
the swamp, and like.
Yes.
I did really like I like any Sam Raimi-ish moments are great. Fucking love it. Like the ESP montage where she's walking through the... It's not the bayou, right? It's Georgia. Is there a bayou in Georgia?
It's a swamp.
Swamp, right.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
The chaotic fiddling really got me. That shit was scary.
Score cameo. That's Danny Elfman.
Yeah, it's Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Playing the fiddle.
Wow.
That's really funny. That stuff's really scary and effective, and I do really like all of the like ghostly Jessica stuff. It's fun. Her eyeball. Like the reverse wink kind of.
Yeah. It went a lot of places. It was like a horror movie, and then it was like a courtroom drama.
Yeah.
And I was just like, where are we going now? You know? Like, I felt like it was packing a lot of things in. It was a lot.
It is a lot. It's interesting. I just wrote down that her husband worked at the cable plant because I was like, what the fuck is a cable plant?
What the fuck is a cable
And then there
plant?
was a fire at the cable plant where he died.
Cable plant.
And everyone's just like roasting Annie the whole time, like, why didn't you see that coming?
Right?
Yes.
There.
I don't like the paint mess that Donnie makes. Just really don't like that.
And it was red. A metaphor.
Oh, yeah, red. Yeah, and she keeps telling Donnie he has to face his past, and like she finally faces her husband's death in the end, or something. Or I thought there was some sort of like symbolism there, or something.
Yeah.
Or it's like she finally takes her kids to
see.
To
Yeah, that's
see
true.
it.
The kids are jonesing for some talking about daddy time.
Yeah.
And they finally do that. But at the same time, I'm a little bit like, fuck you, kid. Because he's like...
Honey, remember busy, you know that.
Well, it seems like you have time for a lot of strangers.
Well, if you talk about my appointments, they're not strangers. They're the ones that put food on our table.
I'm working.
Right.
I'm the backbone of this community, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, seriously.
It's true to how kids are. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Super understanding about your...
self-absorbed, you know? Like,
Yeah, but I was definitely feeling for her. Although at the same time, she's not good at her job. I think it's not a good job for her. I hope she gets a different job because, like, yeah, maybe opening people's trauma wounds without any plan for how to deal with that and know how to help them, not the best idea. Because that's basically what she's just doing irresponsible therapy. That's all that's going on here.
Next call.
I love the defense attorney.
Oh, Gary Cole?
Yeah.
No, wait.
Oh.
No, he's
not the
he's the prosecutor.
Oh, right.
The defense attorney, Donnie's attorney.
Who was that?
is-
I've seen him from
He's
something.
like, so I know him as
I know
Mr. Noodle from
yes,
Street.
Mr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Cheater, right.
I know
There you
him
go,
from...
Michael Cheater.
I know him from Air Bud.
Oh, wow. He's a character actor.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite parts. I just really enjoyed any line delivery from him.
What are you trying to say?
Trying to say maybe this special gift of yours doesn't work unless you're being paid for it. You know, like say in the Army. No money, no honey. Miss Wilson, you a rich woman?
No.
Why not? I mean, if I had psychic powers like yours and could read the future, I'd be filthy rich. I'd be playing the stock market, I'd be over at Mobile betting on the dogs. I'd certainly warn my husband not to go to work on the day I know the round old plant's gonna blow up, leaving 3 little old children to be raised in a carnival sideshow.
I feel like the characterization in general of, well, I guess not characterization, but how they laid out Annie's ability was just very confusing to me. Because she also has visits from, obviously, dead people. Because she has that visit from Buddy who saves her and hits Greg Kinnear's character character, Wayne.
Yeah. Does
And-
he do that or does she do it?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't remember? Like what the fuck happened there?
I don't know. And she sees like her grandmother earlier in the film.
Oh, right.
What are you doing here? I brought you some persimmons, hon. Remember how you liked persimmons when you was little? Granny, you're not supposed to be here. How'd you get here? Oh, it ain't fur to walk.
I don't think she sees any other dead people, but again, it's all like very
Well, she sees
random.
Jessica.
Oh yes, it's all like very random, I guess, in her ability, and she definitely can't control any of it.
Yeah, it's basically like she doesn't have any control over her powers. Shit just happens to her, and she's like, maybe I should do something about that. Or maybe I
not.
should ignore that until I can't anymore. Because she kind of tries to ignore it, but then it's like, nope, can't. And then again, I mean, it makes sense, because like, if I was trying to take a bath, and someone was like, you put the wrong guy in jail, I'm a corpse in your bathtub.
I'm a corpse.
I'd be like, okay, I guess I will try to do something about this now. Well, I guess, should we do any meaningful passages? Does anybody have any they liked?
Oh, I've got a lot.
I've already started underlining meaningful passages in her copy of Moby Dick, if you know what I mean.
I like the way Katie Holmes says you see something bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very pleasant voice to me. I like when she talks.
She's got a very cute
You
voice.
see something bad.
And then somebody else asked her that too. I think is it Valerie? Hilary Swank?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, like basically anytime she gets that like faraway stare.
I like Donnie. I feel sorry for you and your brothers, your mom being a witch and all.
I liked a couple of passages. One of them was Wayne. He's talking to Annie about her son and how he's getting into fights at school. And Annie said, he doesn't need a therapist. He can talk to me.
Well, I don't know how you feel about therapy, but
Mike don't need a...
if you think Mike needs somebody to talk to, I'd know a gentleman over.
Mike doesn't need a therapist, Mr. Collins. He can talk to me.
Do you think he will, though?
And then Wayne goes, but will he?
Yeah. I think maybe the moral of this story is y'all need therapists. Right?
y'all need
Y'all need to get a therapist in this town.
Yeah, moms, don't try to do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why women can't have it all.
I also loved when Annie sees her granny and the granny says, oh, it ain't far to walk. Which is like, it's a metaphor.
She's dead.
She
You're
did.
not supposed to be here.
She walking to heaven.
Was it You're the Goddamn Psychic that you liked of Donnie's delivery? Because
No,
I thought that was pretty funny when
It
he's
was like a
screaming that at her.
It was a response to something where he was just like, oh, he did, and it was just a funny delivery.
Hey, Miller, you all right?
He said Mom was a witch and not gonna burn her up.
Oh, he did?
I did break down her grandma's line because I wrote it down the way she says it.
Looks like there's a storm coming.
Is that a metaphor? Oh, and I wrote down Jessica's comment about the outfit that she wears to she goes to that whatever fundraiser or whatever it is, the party.
Yeah.
And she's just, she's definitely not wearing like a cocktail dress. She's wearing like a kind of nice blouse and a long skirt. And Jessica says, it's a great outfit.
I know you're a member of the country club. I'm not. I just kind of tagged along with Linda.
How nice. It's a great outfit.
Thank you.
You know it's shady. Wait, who says maybe she got cold feet? Somebody says that about Jessica.
Oh, I think that's her friend, Kim Dickens.
Oh, Kim Dickens.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
Maybe this will clear the way for you and Wayne.
I think she tells her, like, I want you to get some rest. You look terrible today.
yeah.
I love that.
But maybe she got cold feet is kind of a fun line, because she did get cold feet, because she did.
It's a little chilly.
Everything's cold on her right now.
I liked when Sheriff Pearl, he's like, well, Donnie was a real ladies' man. And basically, like, insinuating, Annie, are you jealous?
Oh, yeah.
Donnie, quite a ladies' man. Were you involved with it?
What?
I can deal with any revelation right now. But at the trial, there can't be any surprises. So is there anything I need to know about you or Donnie or Donnie's wife or the victim?
No. Will that be all?
And she's like, I'm gonna barf. Like, her face in and of itself was a good line. She was just like, I'm gonna throw up.
I mean, she's very good. One thing this movie does well is it knows how to do a close-up on Cate Blanchett's expressive face. She does a great job at what she's given.
Pearl, or the cop, J.K. Simmons, there are just, like, some moments he's like, I'm pretty sure there was an eclair in there or something. Like, he's at the station, like,
donuts.
talking about the donuts.
You know, but that same chain that was right around her when she was floating, you know, up in my tree, it was the same chain that I had in my dream, and I don't know. I just thought.
Dave. That's all right. I could have sworn there was an eclair in there. I didn't get it.
When they're at the swamp, dredging the swamp.
None of y'all brought a thermos of coffee out here?
Yeah, like, there's, like, those cop, like, whatever.
Little
Like,
ACAB digs here and there.
Yeah.
Like, this all these guys care about is the refreshments.
Right.
They're coming. You're talking about murdered people. You're trying to solve a murder.
nobody brought coffee to the swamp dredging.
Somebody dropped the ball.
What rookie did not look at the protocol?
Oh, what I liked about Mr. Noodle, he always had a saying.
There were two Mr. Noodles, though, right?
He had a brother, Mr. Noodle, that they're both played by the same actor.
Oh, see, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Mr. Noodle was played by two different. Intriguing. Why did you do it that way? That's weird.
Now I'm like, am I incorrect about that? I've already said everything I know. And some of it I said, I'm not sure I know.
I feel like it was the other way around, that there were two.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I feel like one of them died of AIDS or something.
Mr. Noodle died of AIDS?
Sorry, I should stop talking until I know what I'm talking about.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, man.
Because while you're doing that, I'm going to say that he always has, like, he would say, he said, like, they say in the army, no money, no honey. And I'm like, what?
What?
Did they say that in the army?
Maybe I don't
And
know.
then he said, like they say in Hollywood, let's cut to the chase.
Oh, right, yeah.
I just loved everything he said. I was like, this guy rules. Even though he's defending a bad guy, he didn't do it, though. He's a good lawyer, I guess, in that regard.
Yeah, he was played by someone else named Bill Irwin.
Really? The other Mr. Noodle?
No, just, there's only one Mr. Noodle, but he has been played by different people. Just like
Doctor
us.
Who?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, we're both okay.
Oh yes, I see. You're
Sherman
right.
asked Michael Jeter, his friend, to replace him as Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle. Okay, so that's my confusion because
You're
they
right.
were both named Mr. Noodle.
That makes sense because their last name. What's their father's name? I wonder.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Noodle. Noodle.
Mr. Noodle is my father's name.
Don't call me Mr. Noodle.
You're right.
That's
There's
my
the other
father's
guy.
name.
I see both Mr. Noodles here with him now. I'm glad we figured it out. It's been a long time since my kids watched, but there was a time when I saw a lot of Sesame Street.
Well, he did die, but it doesn't say of AIDS. It's sort of complications from epilepsy or something. So.
Aww.
Still sad.
It's still sad. Oh, I didn't die of AIDS, but still.
I wrote down a lot of, like, anytime Annie's, like, just doing bad psychic stuff. Because she says, like, it's not clear, or it's not clear. And then she says, I see he didn't do it. And then he's like, did you see who did?
No. She's like, straight up, that's not how it works.
I think there are people who say they have psychic abilities and that's what they say. It's like they can't control it. It's just like they get flashes or whatever and it's like...
Yeah, it sucks.
You know.
Which
it's like, it's a curse more than anything, not a gift. I guess that's why the title is.
The curse.
It's like,
ironic.
not much of a gift in this movie.
Yeah.
This is just an aside, but like the kid is helping her make a cake and she's like, go to the neighbors and get a can of icing. It's like, who has a can of icing?
Just an extra can of icing laying around.
I did that kid. I was like, that's me for real. Like, getting in the press.
He just like dips his whole little kid hand in it. He's like, oh.
Get your hand out of that. Oh, there's y'all's cake tonight. Honey, what am I gonna ice the cake with?
I like that, so Mama, but
Yeah, I
I
can
like it.
see that pumpkin.
I did feel like it was very real later on when they're eating the cake and the kid's like,
I want to ask some Mama.
Honey, you've had icing enough to put you in a coma.
Well,
shrug. You already had the icing. That's the problem. Oh, I do like that she kind of tricks she just convinces the lawyer into reopening the case because she tells him like some information that she knows but not from being psychic, but she doesn't tell him that.
Now you listen to me. I know you had an affair with Jessica. So how do you think you're gonna look if people find out you had sex with the victim the night before she was killed?
She doesn't clarify, but I think it's great. She sees him in the bathroom. He doesn't know that. I don't know. I kind of like that. I kind of like that even though it wasn't for being psychic. It was like he thought, okay, this chick's for real.
Yeah. I thought it was a little laughable, even though I said earlier how I was actually a little afraid of Donnie, how he breaks into Annie's house and puts on like a preacher at like the highest volume and spells out Satan on her bed. That just cracked me the fuck up.
That is kind of funny too because it's such a long scene of her kind of sneaking through the house, hearing that terrible sound. Where is it coming from then?
I think it's all from her room.
It is
Probably
all
like a radio or a TV or something that's blaring.
And then after all that, that's what she finds. She's like, no.
Ooh! Another line I did like was when Annie says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just practicing on my swing."
How come you're not asleep?
I don't know. What's that bad for?
Oh, don't worry, honey. I'm just working on my swing.
To like calm her son into thinking.
Why,
you know.
she has a baseball bat next to her head? Oh my god, I do.
To practice my batting stance sometimes.
And like, obviously the kid is like, yeah, that's not what's happening. I don't believe you, Mom. Oh my god, I feel so bad for Miller. He's the one who has, like, that's just, that kid
Your
needs...
favorite of her children.
Maybe just because we see him the most.
Right.
We really spend a lot of time with him, and I'm like, God, that poor fucking kid. When he gets saved, it's in the most traumatic way possible.
Yeah.
But he comes along and is like, oh, okay, great, he's gonna help.
Fucker! God damn it! Fuck! Motherfucker! Shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me, you motherfucker! Shoot me! Shoot me!
And then it's like, buddy, that didn't help! Oh my god!
Just saw someone begging to be shot in the head.
Yeah, that was intense.
I am more traumatized now. Thanks, buddy.
I thought the Katie Holmes, like, the dad was just so gross, I thought. Like, the scene at the country club where he's like, how about a dance with daddy?
I know.
Hi there, fun seekers.
Hey there.
So how about a dance with daddy?
Call Sally and Hanson.
So disgusting.
I got very confused and I had to like not rewind it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Is that her dad?
Yeah,
I was so confused.
Like, it definitely comes off as like he's just another guy, right? Another one of her suitors.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. Can we just stop with like calling people we're fucking daddy? Because
yeah,
it's too
gross.
confusing, guys. I don't like it. Daddy can just mean one thing, alright? It's just something you call your father when you're maybe under the age of 12. And then...
Right. That's when, like, also, like, adults don't really call their fathers daddy.
I mean, some do. See, in the South they do.
I feel like
it's very,
I feel like they
very gray in the South on purpose, and that's why it's gotta stop. I wish you could see Alicia's face right now. But that is the correct face.
My face is cringing.
Yes, that's the correct face, but it's true. Like, that's the patriarchal South. They love to blur the lines of daddyism. Ooh, it's bad. That's why I got out of there.
Yeah.
One Jessica got out of the South.
Right.
Alive.
Also, I just think it's so funny that the character's name is Buddy Cole, because that is the name of Scott Thompson's character on Kids in the Hall.
Which character?
His, like, gay raconteur character.
Oh, okay.
And then there's me. Actor, singer, dancer, model, Canadian. I can make the word Canadian sound sexy.
That's my first association with Buddy Cole, and I will definitely have to do a drop there, but I'm just like, every time anyone was like, Buddy Cole, I'm like, Buddy Cole! The wrong Buddy. That would be a fun remix. Fun, very not at all timely remix. Yes.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Oh, I all wrote on the line, just goes to show you can know somebody and not know him.
Yeah, it does just go to show you.
Themes.
Right.
We're serving forming themes here going on.
The theme is confusion.
Just goes to show.
What else does a suicide need, huh? Now, if you'll excuse me.
And then my very favorite thing in the world is all the superlative awards. This will be a little bit of a transition. She's wearing a t-shirt that says #1 mom.
Yeah.
With a gator on it.
The little alligator for no reason.
So strange.
The alligator who's kind of dressed up as a mom, I guess, like wearing an apron, I think.
Oh, well, gators are like, I don't know where in Georgia she was, but like.
It's gator country?
It's gator country.
It is?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that about Florida. Or, I'm sorry, I knew about Florida, but not Georgia. But they're right next to each other.
Oh, yeah. There's gators all over the place.
Gators all over.
I mean, and like the Florida Gators, like our university in Gainesville, a lot of businesses have the word gator in their name. It's everywhere. Yeah.
What does it mean to Southern people? What do gators mean?
I don't know that they mean anything. I think they're just everywhere.
Ubiquitous.
Like, yeah.
Do they don't symbolize like strength or perseverance or
I don't think so. They're everywhere, and you would hear about like people's dogs and stuff getting like eaten by gators.
Yeah.
And there's a reserve. It's called Payne's Prairie, and it's got like gators all over it. It's sort of like a marshy area. There's signs all over the place. They're like a looming thing. If it moves, it's food. And it's just weird how you can just walk through this reserve and like they're just there. They look like statues, and nobody thinks
they are very still.
I mean, like, I think people from other places, they don't realize how fucking terrifying they are, and they will kill. Like, there was a story of a family from the Midwest or something, and like their child got eaten by an alligator at Disney World, like at the Floridian Hotel or whatever. And I mean, they just don't move, but they can be fast, and they will kill you, you know. And they're all over. Yeah, any like body of water, they will gravitate to, like retention ponds. There's this Lake Alice near the university that we used to always go to, and there's just alligators everywhere in this lake. And there was this guy that everybody knew in town. They just called him Gator Man. He would go to Publix and get these like whole chickens and throw them to the gators to like, and he would swim with them and stuff. Like it was kind of. I don't know. He was like, it's just
like,
fucking weird.
Where at the end he gets eaten by the gators.
Yeah, right.
I don't
like
know.
Blackfish.
Not like grizzly men.
I don't think there's any meaning or anything.
Okay.
They exist and they will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So pure reptilian mom energy.
Yeah.
Is that shirt? I guess.
Like she seems still, but she will fuck you up. That's why she's the #1 mom.
Yeah.
Silent but deadly.
Well, I love that shirt. So that does bring us into our lunchtime poll.
So this is what's called a lunchtime poll.
What superlative award would you emblazon on a t-shirt? Who would like to start with this one?
I can start.
All right.
So, because I feel like most superlatives, I think of like the yearbook, right? When we were in high school. So I asked my family what they would like vote me as superlative, and I would be most likely to fart an actual rainbow.
Okay,
so I guess that's mine. Because I couldn't think of anything myself, and I was like, all right, sure.
That seems like a
good
really
graphic.
high compliment.
It's extremely graphic.
Right.
So like so loving and wonderful. Like, they think this bitch farts rainbows. That's
Yeah.
Joyful, disgusting, magical. I'm the whole package.
Oh my god, I'm sure are. That's amazing. I love it. #1 rainbow farter.
I will go. All right. Maybe not technically a superlative, but I would give myself, with an accompanying graphic, the Pretty Lady Award.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I like to draw a pretty lady a lot, and then it became a thing. Write notes to people, like to my kids or whatever. I leave notes for Matt sometimes, and I always sign it and draw a little lady with wavy hair. And then we were playing Pictionary one time, and so in my head, that's me drawing myself. And every time I drew it, Brooke was like, pretty lady.
Pretty lady.
And then I felt like he was complimenting me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it became a little thing.
Yeah. It did become a thing.
Yeah.
Would she be wearing a gator costume?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is what she
wears
wears.
a little skirt.
She wears a skirt. That's all she was.
Can I
She's
have
a stick figure
can I have a
lady with
gator on
skirt
it?
and a little hair. Can you what?
Can I have a gator on it? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is
That's
pretty-
pretty lady. That's it.
Yeah,
That's your
it. It's so
signature.
simple.
Is that on the back of your credit card?
Real quick, Leslie.
It'd probably be easier to do a consistent pretty lady than a consistent signature.
Right.
I would probably have something like, well, the kids gave me a little Oscar-looking thing that said "World's Greatest Aunt," and I love that.
That's great.
Or I'd have "Coffee Lover," or
This was my favorite.
"Here Comes a Winner." I
Don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Is it 1 o'clock yet?
don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing I get the most compliments on, I dabble in a lot of things, but I get pretty consistent compliments whenever I bake some cookies. So,
Oh, nice.
number one cookie baker, I think. Like, I can pretty much always nail a cookie. And I have a couple of pretty good cookie recipes that I use a lot, so.
Nice.
Number one cookie lady.
I like that.
Pretty lady, cookie lady, coffee lady.
Rainbow farts.
Fart lady.
I mean, this is the Care Bears that I would watch.
How very.
So let's see, any closing remarks about The Gift?
I do want Annie's cardigan when
Ooh.
the sheriff and other cops come to the house and she does the little reading. Yeah, that encapsulates my thoughts for this movie.
Is it look kind of Big Lebowski cardigan-ish, but it's like a lady version of that?
Yeah, and it's like really fuzzy and maybe a little sparkly.
Yeah.
Looks cozy.
That's good.
Yes.
Her clothes are kind of all over the place. Like sometimes they're, which I like. It's like
Yeah.
more, it's realistic. Like,
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
you don't wear your best. Sometimes you do. I do really like her pre-bath look. She's wearing this like very cute, very late 90s, early aughts t-shirt dress. Slim fit t-shirt dress that's kind of like Margot Tenenbaum-ish. And that looks great. It's a good look. I was like, you should go out in that. Don't just put that on right before you take it off to take a bath with a murdered girl. Her hair is pretty good too for that time period.
Yeah. The cast is great. I loved how many huge famous actors there were in this movie. And if they hadn't have been in this movie, what would this movie have been? I don't know. Like, Cate Blanchett was really good in it. I mean, she just is so good in everything. And maybe it would have been, like, really horrible if somebody else besides her hadn't have been the,
It is kind of amazing because the script has very first movie vibes to it, even though it's not at all. Famous established screenwriter, famous established director. I mean, I love Sam Raimi's direction. In general, I'm a pretty big fan of the Raimi look.
Yeah.
But you just don't often see it in a drama because that's not his wheelhouse. So it's interesting to see it with the drama, and that combined with Billy Bob's not great script.
Yeah.
Makes it feel like a first movie, right? Like someone's debut film, but then it's filled with all these A-listers.
Established.
I know. I saw his name in the credits in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
Right?
Like,
it's
it's
such a
like
weird vibe that you
this
don't usually
Southern
get.
Gothic film that is so deep, and I'm sure he thought was very deep or whatever. But I don't know.
yeah.
I just don't like Billy Bob Thornton. I do
not like him.
Well, I know you don't like him.
Yeah.
or one particular.
Or anything.
Anything.
He's not a great writer, that's for sure. Not a great actor either. I don't know. He doesn't have a lot going on.
Yeah, I think he probably thought it was amazing.
Right, yeah.
Like Oscar
I can
worthy.
see
And I
that.
was like, yeah, I agree. I feel like the cast was really great, and I did mostly like everyone except for Hilary Swank's performance.
Which is weird because I
Because I think she's
not bad,
fantastic, and
usually,
like
yeah.
her performance in Boys Don't Cry was amazing. But in this, I don't know, it's just a little over the top.
I feel like she's very capital A acting in this, which is like the opposite of what I like. I mean, I am always aware that it is Hilary Swank, Oscar winner Hilary Swank.
Right.
So, you know.
That is very true. There's some actors you just can't. Well, I mean, maybe sometimes you can. She definitely loses herself in the Boys Don't Cry role. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, I think she's fine in that.
Maybe part of the problem is the hair. I don't know.
It is very distracting.
Yeah, it's so distracting. I don't have to talk too much about Giovanni Ribisi and what a piece of shit he is, but
Is he like in real life a bad guy or something? I don't know. Well,
Oh, I don't know anything about him.
Oh, sorry. He's a
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And all the problems that come along with that, and big on the protecting Danny Masterson camp.
They were gross.
Yeah.
Okay, that is... Ugh.
But he was definitely, like, going for something at this time period. Like, he was really trying to be, like, the next great character actor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he was having a moment for, like, a while.
Yeah. And I feel like he was trying to do, like, the Leonardo DiCaprio trajectory a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
just playing a spectrum person.
Mm-hmm. Like,
That gives it that
what's
feeling.
eating Gilbert
He's just
Grape,
Gilbert
kind
Grape
of, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Gilbert Grape in it.
You could have been Casey Affleck, Manchester by the whatever, sea guy.
I mean, I'd say he definitely
Like,
choose that at least.
Right.
If that's your goal, great, you did it, sure. If you're as good as Casey Affleck, Manchester.
Right.
It's a lot. And sometimes it works for me. Like, I really do like when he yells, "You're the fucking psychic" at her. But maybe it's not supposed to be funny, though. But he was going for it in a way that people don't do anymore, thank God. Like, I'm glad that people don't do that so much anymore. Like, really try to go for that extra acting with a capital A.
Yeah.
But in a different way than Hilary Swank. She was like, I'm acting the battered woman, and acting like the traumatized neurodivergent guy is a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have skipped the scene with his dad, because I had already seen it, and I watched it again, and it's very traumatic.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. I just can't.
Woo, yeah.
I totally had forgotten anything that happened in the movie, and when he said Blue Diamond, I was like, oh, the Blue Diamond.
Oh, you're like, oh, right.
Shit.
Waiting for this to show up.
If I look in that Blue Diamond. And then she's like, you won't. That's a problem. Come on. You don't even know what he's talking about. It's obviously something fucked up. She's like, no, it's fine. It sounds crazy. A blue diamond? What are you even talking about? I'm sure it's fine. Whatever you're talking about, it's fine. But then she's like, you gotta deal with it. You should not have dealt with it. That environment.
That's how he deals with it.
Oh my god, this out. Okay. Well, thank you, Alicia, so very much for coming on this journey with
That
us.
was fun.
Thank
Gotta
you.
come on again.
Would you like to plug anything?
Well, yes, I do have my own podcast, as Jessica mentioned. It's called Gal Pals Watch. We talk about queer women film. Yeah, I always stumble on that. But so unfortunately, we won't be doing this, and we also won't be doing Tar, which is another Cate Blanchett.
You won't be doing that.
I won't.
Because you can't go back
I
there.
won't go back there. But I am always here for Cate Blanchett, so I'd love to come back for another Cate Blanchett film.
Do something that's a little bit more fun, maybe. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. If you enjoyed this episode of Paid in Puke, please take a minute to rate us highly on your preferred podcast listening apparatus. If you did not enjoy this episode, no further action is necessary. Paid in Puke is hosted by Annie Malone, Christina Barr, and Jessica Baxter. Music by Silent Partner. Follow us on Twitter at PaidInPukePod, on Instagram at PaidInPukeSeattle, and on Facebook at Paid in Puke Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Lick it up, baby. Lick it